Hi guys, I hope you're doing great. Myself, I'm doing fine, and I've seen that we do this video. Everyone that has won the green card needs a permanent address. Earlier on, I told you that you should prepare the passports, the commonly known travel documents, for you and for your members before the results are out. This is to enable you to fill in the form DS260. The second thing that you need to have for you to fill the form DS260 is the permanent address. The permanent address is the address that you use, and this is the address that is in the United States. So even before you proceed your processes in processing the diversity visa, you need a permanent address, an address in the United States. So if you've never been to the United States, and of course that is your case, that means you don't have any permanent address in the United States. Now, how do you get the permanent address? And this brings in the issue of the host. So you should be having somebody in the United States to provide you with the address. This is the address that you fill in the place, the permanent address. And that means the issue of the host or the hosting is very important. There are several ways in which you can get the permanent address. The first one is by having a host, somebody in the United States, a citizen or a legal permanent resident. Even a person on a non-immigrant visa and has an address can give you this permanent address. The other way is by you renting an Airbnb or renting a hotel and use the address for the Airbnb or a hotel as your permanent address. But how long can you sustain this hotel or this Airbnb? It requires money. So the best option for you would be having a host. The host gives you his or her address to use as your permanent address. So the host is very important, and you need to have a host even before you fill the form DS260 for you to have the permanent address. Number two, you are a new person going to the United States. It means majority of you might not be conversant with the life in the United States. And therefore, you need someone to hold your hand when you land in the United States. Imagine you are new, you've just landed to the US. Where are you going? Where will you live? How will you go on with life? The host comes in handy in this case. He's the one to give you a place to live. He's the one to direct you on taking the initial steps. In fact, even if you are rich enough and you rent a hotel room or an Airbnb, then how do you start life? Even if you know how to get the social security number, you'll need the credit score for you to rent your first apartment. You'll need the driver's license for you to get the first apartment or the green card, and this takes some time. So are you able to sustain yourself up to that time? Do you have the credit score? Definitely you don't have. You need to have a good credit score for you to rent an apartment. And this comes from the host. Or if you rent an apartment or a hotel, you'll have to do some local organization. You'll have not to go for these companies that rent houses because they require the documents. So you'll have to make local arrangement with local residents to have an apartment. and it will be based on the trust. Will the individual renting you the apartment trust you? So it's a whole issue, and that's what brings the importance of the host. If you have the host, he will pick you up from the airport. He will bring you to a place where you live. He'll take you from step one to the other, how to get the social security number, how to get the driver's license, how to start life in the United States, to get your first job. He or she will also provide you with his or her credit score to rent an apartment in his name or in her name. The third importance of a host: in most cases, the host becomes your sponsor. That has happened in many cases. The host becomes your sponsor. And therefore, the form that you need as an affidavit of support, the form I-134, is the one who will fill it for you. If the host becomes your sponsor, then he or she fills that form I-134 for you and sends you. Therefore, the host is very important when he becomes your sponsor or when she becomes your sponsor. He provides you with the form, he provides you with the accompanying document, the driver's license copy or the green card copy or the national identity copy, together with the form W-2 or 1040, together with the recent payment proofs. These documents are the ones that you use at the embassy as the affidavit of support. So the host comes in handy. And to conclude on this, everyone that has won the DV lottery should need, number one, the passport documents for him or her, together with the beneficiaries. And number two, they need a permanent address. And this permanent address, you can get it from your host. So you need to have a host even before you fill the form DS-260. You need to have the permanent address, an address in the United States. I hope, guys, this information comes at the right time and it is helpful. If so, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and let's meet in the next video.